Here we are, my friends. We've landed in 2025. If you add those up, 2 plus 2 plus 5, you get 9. 9 in numerology means the end of a cycle. It means completion. It's before you get to the beginning of a new cycle. So I want to begin this video. I want you to just throw out any programming around New Year's bullshit and anchor into you as the creator of your experience. And to bring that energy behind anything that you decide to bring into 2025. Because make no mistake about it, you have reached the end of many different cycles. Not only collectively for humanity will we see a lot of old cycles die away, but for you in your life. Maybe you've had a cycle of poverty, of self-judgment, or doubting yourself, fears, afraid to take the next step, afraid of the unknown. Whatever that has been personally to you, I want you to recognize that energetically, this is now the end of that. And what we're making space for this year, very, very powerful year ahead of us. I want you to really know that. This is a year of possibility in a way that you've never had before. Never had before. This is an exciting time to be alive, but if you're not willing to do the shadow work, to show up for yourself, to let go of the things that are being swept away by life, it's going to be very uncomfortable. It's not a bad thing. That's just what you need, right? Some of us need severe pain before we decide to take things in a new direction. But this year is a very, very powerful possibility and potential for you who are who would be watching this channel. This is for you. And just notice any part of your mind that says, well, I've thought that way before and I was motivated and I promised myself I was going to make a change and I didn't, and then the disappointment of that hurt me so much. I don't want to experience that again. So I'd rather unconsciously create something to avoid that altogether and just keep doing what I've been doing, even if it sucks and I don't like it at all, even though I know it's limiting for me. And uh, that is more familiar and convenient and comfortable than leaning into making myself a promise and being the version of myself that's actually going to keep it and stay with it and be persistent. This is it, right? It's like you're not going to get anywhere new as the current version. So those pieces have to die out for this new expression to come through, and that new expression looks like, is this loving to me? It looks like compassionate reflection instead of judgment and harsh self criticism, because that just keeps the cycles going. It looks like from a sense of playful, curious energy of allowing yourself to dream, as I've talked about on the channel, giving yourself permission to go to places that you haven't been, to not let that sneaky narrator of, well, you haven't done that before, or you said you were going to do that before and you didn't. Ego, right? The patterned mind jumping into the driver's seat and being like, I need to have control here. This is about love. This is about realizing that you are here during a very special time of a major cyclical transition into the Aquarian Age. And the energies, if you were to work with them harmoniously, you would thrive and you would realize how actually incredible and miraculous this time is on planet Earth. You're a leader. For a lot of people watching this, you're going to be the one who takes the first steps. You're going to be the one who puts themselves out there. You're going to be the one who maybe gets judged by people that are locked into their own painful realities that they're not letting themselves be free of. Because if you're saying that you want to be this confident person that serves the planet, and then God asks you to do things and you don't do them because you're afraid, then you're going to feel a lot of inner turmoil. There's going to be a lot of conflict within you. And this is not a time for people like yourself to hold conflict energy inside of you. This is about peace. This is about using your spiritual wisdom, right? Not remaining in the human ignorance anymore. You're beyond that. Now you get to see what you look like as the creator, as the, what would I choose to create? What would I like to create? What would I like to explore? Without, think of the energetic difference on that. Then I need to do this. I need to find my purpose. I need to be doing this or that. You're smart enough to know that that isn't it, right? That's an old, over conditioned human psyche that you learned from your childhood, that you learned from society. It's not your true spiritual wisdom that you have, that is within you, that knows better, right? Now, you don't want to judge yourself when you make a mistake and you get sucked back into the density of three-dimensional reality and you're trying to force things and you're trying to push. This is about harmonious flow. This is about cooperation. This is learning to work with the energies as an energetic being, surfing on the waves of consciousness, of energy, instead of just having them send you all over the place like you're caught in a riptide. No. You will see a lot of other people around you caught in a riptide. And I just want to let you know that is part of their path and their journey. You will know if you are meant to serve them. You will know intuitively. You will be called to offer them what you have instead of it coming from a place of obligation or you avoiding your own dream and distracting yourself from that. Because a lot of you know what I'm talking about. You do that. You mask it and you pretend like it's a virtuous thing, but you realize you know that it's really just a distraction, and you know that you're doing it from a place of it's easier and it's more comfortable than creating your thing and doing what you're meant to be doing, right? So I want to invite that in for 2025. Let this be a year that the planet really awakens. Let this be a year of the nine where the cycles end, the cycles of pain, the cycles of self-judgment, the cycles of, fears that we've been holding on to. Who am I without this job or this relationship, or what's going to happen to me, or these things that I've been codependent with, without that there anymore. I don't know what's going to happen. Can you bring yourself the grace and the trust and take a breath and give it a big old smile? I don't know what's going to happen on the other side, but I do know with all of my heart, because all issues arise from the heart. Everything comes from the heart and how you feel about something, how you feel about life, how you feel about yourself. And most of that, for most people, goes back to a perception from childhood, teenage years, with the emotional imprinting, not the sovereign adult that is watching this today. Very little of you, right? It's like the iceberg. The surface level is coated and colored with so much of who you are not. And now so much more of you is being revealed and coming up and offering you the choice to make a new decision, right? That's what this year is about, new choices from a place of curious exploration and non-attachment to outcome, right? I used this example the other day. Uh, I was standing on this bridge that's across the street from my house. There's a coffee shop that I like to go to, and I walk there almost every other day. And a year ago, that bridge was not there. And so I would have to walk all the way around to the other side, maybe adds like, I don't know, zero point 0.3 miles, right? Like barely anything. But I had the thought, because there's a river. I said one day, I was like, it would be cool if there was a bridge at this point that I could just get right across. That would be cool. And then I just didn't even think anything of it, right? I said the thing and then I never went that way again. And I went my usual way. And then about 9, 10 months later or so, I I look because they had cleared out some of the tree line. And there it was, a bridge, a beautiful bridge. And it just made me laugh because I was like, that thought was just so from the energy of non-attachment, and also like it would be really cool to have a bridge here, right? And then you let it go. That's the same energy that's going to manifest your dream. That's the same energy that playful, excited, like, oh, that would be awesome if I was doing this in my life, or if this thing was going on, or if I was in this relationship, that would be so cool. And then you can feel it in your body. It's a little bit of a mix of, the playful curiosity and then a little bit of, Neville Goddard's teaching of living in the end. It's already done. It's like the bridge is on the way. It's just a question of when, and that timing's not on me. But it will happen. But I'm not thinking about it every single day. I let it go and enjoy my life. Because there's so many things, my friends, that life wants to bring to you, that God wants to equip you with so that you can be the highest expression of you during these times, a light that will help others who are in the darkness. The Creator wants that for us. And our job, as I've said in other videos, is to stay in a place of receiving it, to be peaceful, right? And to know that all of creation is poured out. It's all already here. And we're learning now as we orient ourselves in this new way collectively of as energetic beings instead of physical beings, and learning how to work and utilize these energies instead of them being instead of doing matter to matter, instead of doing the old way of force and trying to fix. And yeah, again, bringing in that mastery that you have, right? So much beauty ahead. Oh, now the outer world might not reflect that. That might look a different way, but for you individually, this is your time. This is a brand new start. This is a new cycle. And so, especially at the beginning, is in inviting that in, what's that going to look like for you? What seeds are you going to sow now at the beginning of this year? What's the intention? Because we've got to start living our lives intentionally. That's part of the wisdom that I've been talking about. If you're not bringing intention into what you're doing, you're really at way more of a deficit than you need to be, because intention is your wand. It sets the tone. It puts the order out to the universe. That's co-creation. That's dancing with life instead of willy-nilly just showing up every day to day, which then you're susceptible to your old patterns. No, no, no. This is the year you recognize yourself as the creator of your entire experience. This is the year that you bring into harmony all of the yous that have held on to doubt, that have been in fear, that have um, made poor choices that weren't in alignment, had habits that they used when they were trying to avoid the bigness of who they are, the light of their true self. All of that gets integrated this year so that you get to really be able to tangibly experience who it is that you are. And you get to bring to life the creations that God is going to feed you because you're now in that place, and you're through your actions and the way that you're thinking and the new ways that you're moving can be brought in because you've released the old stuff that was taking up memory on your hard drive. Very, very exciting times ahead. And I can promise you on this channel, we have very exciting times ahead. Because as I've said before, you're me, I'm you, and we're here to help each other. We're here to share a message, to share stories from our experience that are going to help all of our brothers and sisters liberate and enjoy themselves, enjoy life, to create a beautiful future for this planet. And it has to be us ending that conflict within so that we can see it without. That we can allow our inner child to dream again and to have fun and to play and not just be steamrolled by the density of depression and anxiety and doubt and feeling like you're never going to have the things that you want. That is such a dark place. I spent way too much time there. in my own life. But I realize, of course, now that that was exactly the medicine that I needed, was to hit that rock bottom time and time again, to realize like that is not it. I choose the light. And when I really had that tangible experience in a mushroom ceremony of being my inner child and seeing how much he was hurting and how little fun he was having and how much I had been ignoring him, it broke my heart. It was like, oh man, I could just see, little me in a beanbag chair when he was in love with life and the magic was everywhere. And then when that got stripped away from society and the small town that I lived in, and then just being in that group think, I'm so grateful to have the freedom within my mind and my consciousness that I have now, but there's still traces of him in there. And then, you can get caught in the entrepreneurial world of like grind and hustle and trying to make it all work. And this is about balance. Balance is so important. When your child inside of you feels safe and he knows that you're there with him or her, that's a whole different experience within your nervous system. And then your dreams just get so vivid. I had one of my first flying dreams last night than I've had in a while, and it was cool because in this one, I was really good. I could fly very well, whereas other ones, it was kind of more up and down, and I was learning and calibrating. This one was like, I know what to do. And it was very enjoyable. And so I was really grateful to have that again. First time in a while. I used to have them all the time. So, what does flying look like for you? Gift yourself that. Dare to dream something amazing, something wonderful. And what would that experience be without fear and doubt and hesitation? What would it feel like to give yourself full permission to claim this year as the end of a painful cycle, and one that's all about creative expression and abundance and prosperity and thriving and success and beauty and wisdom and balance and flow, capable, strong, confident, all of that available to you in this magnificent, magical year of 2025. That's all for now, guys. I love you. I'll see you soon. And a couple more announcements on the way in the next video or two. But this is a very special time. And I hope that you join me in unfolding the greatest year of your journey thus far. Peace within is peace without.